So now we are into the phase where like we are trying to understand the Terraform workflow. So what does it mean actually? What are the steps we have to follow in order to create your resources on the specific provider? Okay. So for time being, we are using AWS for now. So that's a AWS where is your provider which we are trying to create our resources. So yesterday we have seen how to make our like Terraform setup done and AWS setup done with the storing the credentials in your virtual machine in order to communicate with your AWS console. Okay. Now, so in order to create your resources on your respective providers, Terraform has to follow certain steps. Okay, so which is called as workflow. So the first command which you will run is nothing but Terraform init, what we have seen yesterday. So what is the responsibility of this Terraform init is nothing but initialization. So initialization in the sense it will download the plugin whatever it is needed to communicate to the provider. Okay, so this information is given in the Terraform settings block where you have given like which provider you want to use, what should be the source and what should be the version, which means that from which source you want to download that particular AWS provider plugin and which version, specific version you want to download from that particular provider plugin. Okay, so if you are if you am not wrong, yesterday I have shown that, okay, registry.terraform.com, okay, where we have gone and we have seen that AWS uh, provider how to download it. Okay, so this is the sample example how we can take it and do our download this particular Terraform AWS provider plugin. Okay, if you want to download any other specific version, you have to go give that particular version here, or we can give some particular version constraints as well. Okay, that is called as constraints. So constraints in the sense greater than or less than, greater than equal to, tilde greater than, so something like that. Okay, so we'll discuss that, but right now if you want to download the provider plugin and all, you have to write this particular configuration. Okay, file name, it's up to you, whatever the file name you want to create, it's up to you, but the extension should be .tf. That is what we have seen yesterday. So I gave some name to store this information. To download the plugin I gave provider.tf. Okay, so that will be easy for me. By looking at the file I can understand that, okay, I stored provider related information in this particular file. Okay, you can also give versions.tf, whatever it is. Okay, so that is what it has done yesterday. Now after that, what I need to do? Okay, so the next command which you need to execute is nothing but you can directly execute Terraform plan. Okay, no issues at all. You can even execute Terraform plan and see what resources you are trying to create. For example, you have written some Terraform configuration files to create some VPC in the AWS or instance in the AWS and all. Now what you will do, now after writing that, you can directly execute Terraform plan and see whether it is trying to create with the same things what you have specified. It is kind of a preview. Okay, before actually creating the resource, okay, using Terraform apply, which will actually go and it will create your resources in the provider. But before doing that, you can execute Terraform plan and it will try to execute a plan. It will create some particular files. I'll tell you what are those. Okay, and it is kind of a preview for you. Okay, so before that also we can execute other two commands which are optional but which is really useful for us in order to do a proper validation and formatting. Okay, let's say when you're writing your Terraform configuration files, when you're writing it, you will not follow some indentations and all. Indentation in the sense the spaces or some particular equal to symbol, it is not written in a proper location and all. So these things will be formatted according to the Terraform configuration language by using Terraform fmt command. So once you execute Terraform fmt, it will format your file according to the standards of your HashiCorp configuration language. Okay, it will not validate your syntaxes, it will only validate your formatting. Okay, only that thing will be done. Let's say while writing your Terraform configuration file you did some mistakes, means some quotation is missing or some particular flower bracket is missing or something. Those validations will be done in the Terraform validate. It will tell you where which line you have done some mistake, what is the mistake. Okay, so that is called as validation. Syntax validation, everything will be done in Terraform validation. styling and everything will be done in the Terraform format. Okay, it is up to you. Why? Because when you execute Terraform plan, it will even show you this. Okay, it will execute Terraform validate in the backend. Okay, before actually running Terraform plan and falling into the trouble, why can't you execute Terraform FMT to format and Terraform validate to validate your Terraform configuration files? Once you are okay with this, then you can execute Terraform plan, do some review. If you're not okay, then again modify it and again run Terraform plan and see whether this is okay according to the modifications or not. If you are okay, either you will create the resource or you will destroy the resource if it is already created. Okay, to create a resource actually in the provider we use Terraform apply. Okay, a resource is already created, and if you want to destroy, means you want to remove all the resources what you have managed from this particular Terraform configuration files, then you can use Terraform destroy. Okay, so these are the other two commands, which is to create and which is to destroy. Even for update also we use Terraform apply actually. Okay, so we will discuss about this one by one. So we'll take a sample example and we will see a Terraform workflow. Okay, before that, let for example which I need to show, first of all you need to know how to create it manually in the AWS console. Okay, so let us see that. So without knowing that, you will not know what parameters are important for us. Okay, so let me sign in to my AWS account and let me spin up my virtual machine as well. So it is on the Terraform. Yeah, I'm trying to spin up my virtual machine as well in the backend. Okay, yeah. So let me log in here. I'm logging with my IAM user, which is more than enough for me for now. So I'm going to log into this. It doesn't ask you any MFA, multi-factor authentication. Only for root user it will ask. Now, how to create a virtual machine, which is called as instance in AWS console. Any cloud it is called as instance. Okay, instance is nothing but virtual machines. Okay, in Azure it is called as virtual machine, Azure virtual machine. In AWS it is called as EC2. In Google Cloud it is called as compute engine. Okay, so that's a naming convention. You can see here it is called as compute engine in Google Cloud. Okay, so this is how it is. In compute engine, if you want to create a virtual machines, you can say VM instances and you will try to create a virtual machine. Okay, like create instance, and that's how you do. Okay, it will ask you to how to create a virtual machine, what is image you want to use, okay, what network you want to use. Those specifications will be given here. Okay, so we are not into this particular Google Cloud, so let me sign out of it. Let me close it actually. Yeah. Now in the AWS account you have to search for EC2. Okay, virtual servers in the cloud. Simple. Instead of you creating your virtual machines, you are taking help of this provider called AWS to create a virtual machines. That's it. That's the reason it is called as cloud computing. All the computer resources available in the cloud. Now how to launch a virtual machine? So launch instance, select the AMI. Okay, which image you want to use in order to spin up your virtual machine. Okay, so I will be taking Amazon Linux 2 AMI. Okay, so 64-bit, it is a free of cost. You can see free trial eligible. You have some images which are free trial available. You can use whichever you want. Okay, if you want, you can use Ubuntu, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, Amazon Linux 2, Windows as well for free trial eligible. You can also use this Windows 2019. Okay, so these are free tier available. Other images you can use, but these are like cost, like they will charge according to the hourly basis. Okay, so we don't want to dig into this AMIs right now. Our concern is how to create it. That's it. Okay, in the real time you can change your image at any point of time. That ID will be different. You can see the ID. This is important for us. Okay, let's say I want to use Ubuntu, so select this 64-bit, and now here it is called as instance type. Instance type in the sense It is nothing but sometimes people will call it as flavor as well in some of the what do you say clouds. Flavor is nothing but what should be the size, how many CPUs you want for that virtual instance, how much memory you want, what should be the storage type. So these specifications, what should be the IO performance, okay, network performance and everything. This you will be selecting. That is called as flavor or instance type. Okay. Currently you have selected T2.micro. It is using one vCPU, 2.5 gigahertz clock speed, and 1 GB of memory, and the volume type is EBS volume, okay, elastic block storage. Okay, so it is using this particular volume for installing your operating system, what you have selected in the AMI. Okay, so after this you can review and launch directly. These options will be used as a default. What are the other stages we have, right? Total 6 stages. In that, in the second stage itself, it is asking you to review and launch. Okay, because these are optional. Configure instance, add storage, add tags. These are default. It will take a default options. Okay, now let's go ahead and see. Since we are completely new to this cloud, let us see what are the other steps we have. So configure instance details. At a time you can create n number of instances. Let's say I want to create 5 instances with the same specifications, then you can create 5. Okay, right now by default it is 1. So it is using default network VPC, and what subnet you want to use. You know that VPC is nothing but for networking. Okay, that VPC is called network. In that network we will have subnets. Okay, that subnets will be given in each and every availability zone. Okay, you can see here totally we have it is created in Mumbai region actually. So we have AP South 1A, 1B and 1C. Okay, so whichever you want in availability zone in that data center, it will use that particular network and your instance will launch in that particular data center. Okay, that is the intention actually. Okay, so if you want you can select, or else it will pick automatically. Okay, let's say USD South 1A. Okay, auto and public IP address, it's already enabled, so no need to worry. These options you can ignore for now. Then go to the add storage. Size of the disk, it is 8 GB right now. You can, in the free tier eligible customer can get up to 30 GB of EBS general purpose or magnetic storage. We are using general purpose, I can use up to 30 GB. Okay, so that is what they are trying to say. Okay, and add tag, if you want you can add a tag in the sense name. Let's say Terraform demo. Okay, I just added a tag. So for your instance, for your volumes, for your network interface, it will add the same tag. You can see the checkbox which are enabled. Okay, tagging is to identify your resource what you have created. Okay, that will simplify your job. Now then configure security groups, like allowing the permissions. It's like a firewall. Firewall in the sense, let's say now only SSH is allowed. So if you are trying to access any application, it will not allow. Why? Because you 80 port number is not enabled. Okay, so this is related to a firewall. Okay, for your instance. Okay, I'm right now I'm allowing only 22 port number, which means that you can do an SSH to your instance from anywhere. That's what they are trying to say. Custom 0.0.0.0/0 in the sense anyone can try to communicate to this particular SSH port number 22. Okay, that's how we are trying to say. Then review and launch. It is review in the sense what are the options you have selected, is it okay or not. Okay, then launch. While you are launching, it will tell you we have to use some particular key based authentication. It is username password authentication, what we have seen in the virtual machine, right? When I created this, okay, we are using username password based authentication. Key based authentication in the sense this automatically cloud will generate some particular key and you have to download it. Okay, so create. Okay, let me cancel this actually. I'll be creating in instead of Mumbai, I will create in Virginia because we are using that, right? It will take few minutes only, don't worry. Again I have to do, it's okay. Select Ubuntu, where is it? Ubuntu 20.04, yeah, select. Select. Okay, availability, I want to launch in US East 1A. Add storage. This one, if you want to make it 30, you can make it, or else it will go by default with 8 GB of storage, which is enough actually. Name, okay, Terraform demo. Okay, configure security group. This is fine. Review, launch. I already have a key. You can see here. Okay, Virginia demo. I already have the key which is stored in my local system actually. If you don't have, you have to select create new key and you have to create. Automatically it will download. You have to save it. Okay, so launch instance now. This is how we have to launch. Okay, you can see you got a public IP address. If you click on this, you got your public IP address and this is your private IP. Okay, so let's wait for a few minutes until it is running. You cannot log into this virtual machine. Okay, like instance. Let's refresh and see. Still it is in pending state. Let's wait. Before that, let us try to do an SSH to my virtual machine, the Terraform one. I think I have to use this one, not this one. I have to use this. Test user, test 1 2 3. What happened to this? It is not allowing the connection. Let me see. So yesterday I did a port forwarding, right? Let me see if that is there or not. Port forwarding. Okay, 36, right? Okay, sorry, my bad. What I have to do? I did a mistake. Like, where is that? Okay, let me see the sessions actually. Okay, I cannot do this. Take this. Localhost. Okay, and the username is test user and the port number is 36. You can see now it is able to log in. Okay, let me increase the font. Switch to the root user. Okay, done. Even you can log in with the root user directly. Yesterday I have shown you, right, how to log in with the root user directly. So now you can log in as well. No need to use test user. Okay, my virtual machine is ready. This is also done. Let's go to this. Let me refresh. Yeah, it's in running state now. Okay, now how to log into this virtual instance. So take this public IP. I'll show you how to do it. Okay, go here, take a new session, take SSH, give that public IP, and here the username for Ubuntu AMI is nothing but Ubuntu actually. Okay, port number is 22, but here we have to use key based authentication. It is not password based authentication, right? So click on advanced settings, SSH settings, use private key, browse that particular one which you have downloaded. Okay, let me show you. It will open like this, right? Search for that. I already have it actually. Yeah, here not Azure. It is my demo actually. Let me say, yeah, here it is. Okay, select this and open. Okay, now click on OK. You can see now it is getting loaded. Yes, successful. Okay, you logged into your instance right now, AWS instance. Okay, successfully. If you want, you can switch to the root user and you can see the IP address. You will see only private IP address. Okay, so this public IP address is like attached interface. You cannot see inside the virtual machine. It is done in the AWS side, not in the instance side. Okay, so that's the reason you cannot see your public IP address, but this public IP address can be used to reach to your virtual machine. Okay, that's one thing you have to remember. Now, one more point you have to remember is nothing but once you restart your instance, today you have shut down this instance, and tomorrow once you start it, you cannot guarantee that this will be the same public IP address. It is not fixed. It is not an elastic IP address. Elastic in the sense it is fixed IP address which you will get it, but it is cost, it they will charge for you. So that's the reason I'm not worried too much about this particular instance with elastic IP address, which means that elastic IP in the sense whenever you restart your machine or shut down again you start it, you will get the same public IP address. That is will be under this particular section, elastic IP. Okay, this IP address will change, it is not constant. Okay, this IP address private IP is constant. Okay, this will never change. Okay, so this is what you have to remember. Okay, now let us try to launch the same thing using Terraform. Okay, any questions in this? Shall we go with the Terraform example and see what is Terraform workflow? No questions, right? Okay, so this is so simple to create, and but we have to follow so many steps to create that particular instance, right? So let me try to delete this now. So how to delete this? Action, sorry, you can use instance state, terminate instance. Okay, so then terminate, it will shut down and then it will delete the instance. Okay, now let us try to create the instance using Terraform in the same region. Okay, so how to do that first? So let us go back to our this. Let me close this one. Yeah, I think yesterday we created one directory to store. When you're using private key as well, we log in with EC2 instance, right? Yes, that private key is used to log in with your EC2 instance. That is a better way to communicate to your instance. Okay, instead of using a password based authentication. By default in cloud, by default it will not allow password based authentication, only key based authentication. Okay, now where is the directory which I have created yesterday? Terraform. Okay, and then day one operations. Okay, so yesterday we created this provider.tf, and then we have seen that we understood what is this .terraform directory and what is this .terraform log.hcl file. Okay, so now there is no other file, nothing has been created. Now I want to create a AWS instance. To create that particular instance, how I need to write a resource file? So for that you have to search AWS instance. Okay, instance Terraform, the simple way to search. Okay, you can go through this particular documentation. Okay, here you will get some examples of this, but let us not concentrate too much about what is this argument reference and attribute reference, what is this import. Example usage, you can use it and you can create. Okay, I will take a simple thing, resource AWS instance, which means that you are trying to create instance in AWS. So you can see the resource type is this and the resource name is this one. This name is nothing but this is the name which is used as a reference to create your instance through AWS. Okay, but this will not be the name of your instance. Okay, remember that particular thing. Okay, it is a name which Terraform is using to create this particular resource. Okay, and AMI is mandate for this and instance type is mandatory. Okay, why? Because how will you come to know this? AMI is optional right now, they have changed it. Okay, and this is also optional, this is optional, everything is optional actually. Okay, now they have changed it, huh? My bad. Okay, so everything is optional, which means that if you don't give anything, just say if you have written this AWS instance web and you have written empty block here, instance will be created with all the default settings in the default availability zone what you have written in the profile, and in that particular zone it will create automatically. Okay, but right now if you want to create with this specific AMI and specific instance type, because it is chargeable, right? I don't want to do it that. So I want to take that example, huh? So I have to write some instance.tf so that I can understand that this file will create an instance. Let me copy paste here. Okay, don't worry too much about this. This is called as resource block because you are trying to create a resource on your AWS, whatever the provider it is, you are trying to create a resource. Okay, that is AWS underscore instance is used to create. Terraform will use this particular resource type in order to create an instance in the AWS account. Okay, you cannot write whatever the name you want. Okay, and then here you can write whatever name you want. Okay, then AMI. So here AMI you can hard code this How you can get an AMI? I already told you this, right? So you can go there. I want to use the same AMI what this instance is using. Then what you can do, instance ID, somewhere you will see this AMI. Let me search AMI. Yeah, here it is. Okay, just copy this and you can give it here. Okay, and then what is the instance type I want to use? The instance type which I want to use is which I have used here is nothing but right now it is t2.micro. You can see there t2.micro. Okay, with this and other settings are default. Here name which I want to give is Terraform demo. Okay, that's it. Now what I need to do? Okay, first of all I have to check the formatting. Okay, so let's say I have written like this without improper way. Let's say I have written, when you're writing for the first time you will give only one space, and here also you will give one space, here also you will give one space and one space, here also this is fine and this is also fine. Okay, now if you try to do Terraform FMT, it will reformat it. You can see provider.tf file and instant.tf file has been modified. Now how it looks, you can see there it did a proper formatting. Okay, this is the one thing, and provider's file also got formatted, you can see there. Okay, so this is what it does. Now what I need to do after FMT, okay, Terraform validate whether your syntaxes are correct or not. Validate. If it is successful, which means that all the Terraform files which I have written is proper. Now it is telling me that the provider argument region is required but not defined in your file. So here we have to specify the provider region. Okay, so this is what I need to specify here. So region, okay, so which I want to use is nothing but US East 1, which means that I want to create this particular resource on that particular region. Okay, now you can execute Terraform validate.
Sudhir, actually it will pick from that AWS configuration.
Sorry?
Feature. The default region will be picked automatically, right?
But the
From
default
AWS
region, yeah, but according to this particular provider block, okay, what you have written, right? So by default, it is using that particular, it is asking for at least a region. Okay, when you're writing this particular provider block, let me show you that. Provider. This provider blocks, right? So we are writing this project region at all. So region is a specific Google provider, like whatever it is. Okay, so this is a provider related information. So in this provider information, it is asking you to specify at least this particular region, which is mandate. Okay, so that's how it is trying to ask for you. If you don't write this particular provider block, okay, let's say I will remove this provider block. This one, for example, I will try to comment out this. So in order to comment, we have to use multi-line comment. Okay, slash star, and here you need to write star slash. Okay, so I should accept this. Yeah, that's to validate. Yeah, now we can see. Okay, got it right. So when you write this block, it is mandate. Okay, if not, it will pick from that config section what we have there in the .w .aws directory, right? It will pick from there. Okay, hope it has answered your question. So now let us try to do a validate once again for our confirmation so that we can go ahead. Okay, done, smooth. So everything went fine. So now what I need to do now, I told you we can execute a Terraform plan. Now you can see nothing has been created. When you execute Terraform FMT, Terraform validate, nothing will get created in the backend. Only when you execute Terraform init, it will create your .terraform directory and .terraform log file, dependency log file. Okay. Now when I execute Terraform plan, plan is nothing but okay, what you are planning, what you are expecting in your configuration file, is that the same or not? That is what it is asking you. It is telling security token included. Okay. Can someone tell me what could be the issue? Based on your analysis, I'm not telling it should be accurate, but tell me what could went wrong.
Uh, you had provided that
Sorry.
access key and secret.
Okay. What
Access
happened to
key and
that?
secret.
Okay. Access key, secret key. What happened to that?
I think you changed it to the instead of defaults or something like that.
The old one is
I have the credentials, right? Maybe
okay.
these are not a valid one, so that's what it is trying to say. What I did yesterday, I removed actually, okay, but I not updated in my Terraform configuration file, which I want to do today. Okay, so this is the error which you get. Okay, it is telling you the security token included in the request is invalid. Okay, so that's the error which you get. Terraform init, Terraform FMT, Terraform validate doesn't care about this. Why? Because in Terraform plan and Terraform apply or destroy, then only it will try to contact your AWS console. Through it will run the API call against your provider. Okay, so when it ran this particular API call, then it has to authenticate first, right? So when it is given this particular access key and secret key, it is invalid. So that's the reason it got failed. Okay, now what I need to do, I just need to update, simple. Okay, so how to get that, you already know this, so let us go there and try to do that. Okay, go to IAM, identity access management. This is where you will create your users, groups and permissions and roles. Four things which you do. So go to users. Which user we are using right now? Only one user, I guess. That's what we are using right now. Yeah, Terraform admin I am not using actually. If we want, we can use only Terraform admin. Okay, let's use that. You can see the security credentials I deleted, I guess, yesterday. Yeah, this is what I deleted yesterday again. Okay, so create this. Okay, what I can do now, AWS configure. I can manually enter this, or I can do like this. Take this. Now show region US East 1. Okay, done. Now let's see what are the entries have been added. You can see the default profile has been added. Okay, so Sudhir profile can be removed. Okay, now what I need to do now, once again I have to see which profile it is using. So it is using Sudhir profile. I don't want to use this. Let me go for default. Okay, even if I don't write this, it will take a default profile. Okay, if I don't write completely that particular argument. Okay, now we are okay, right? Let's verify Terraform plan. I hope it is authenticating, so we are good. Let me close this. So don't save it in a public location. Don't try to push it in the repositories as well. Don't do that mistake. So one of my person has done this actually, my colleague or someone. It is actually a company's credentials are stored there. 1,50,000 rupees was used by a hacker actually. That's a mistake which was happened. He pushed into GitHub or some other repository. He pushed it. That's where the mistake happened, and it was hacked, and they have spent across around 1,60,000 actually. So that is too costly, right, for us? So we have to be careful. That's the reason I always rotate this. You can see now the plan has been generated, which means that it is still few values you will come to know only once it is applied. Okay, see, public IP address I cannot know now, right? Once it is created, then only I will come to know. So few parameters will be known after it is applied, and what are the things you have given is getting reflected or not, that is what you have to see. But here you have to observe one more thing. What is this plus symbol? Plus in green color is nothing but create. Minus symbol is to destroy in red color. Plus slash hyphen, in the sense it is destroying and it is creating once again, means it is like a it is destroying and it is creating it once again. That is called as minus slash plus symbol. Okay, if you see something like tilde, that is nothing but an update. So totally you have these many symbols actually. Plus in the sense it will create, okay, minus in the sense it will destroy. Hope you are able to see, okay. And then minus slash plus, if you see like this, that is nothing but it is destroying and it is recreating it actually, okay. It is called as recreation. Tilde in the sense it will update. Resource is already there, you are trying to replace some value, that is called as tilde. Now what symbol you are seeing right now? Plus symbol. So which means that the resource is getting created. All the sections you can see there, we are creating only one resource, it is telling you that it is getting created, okay. If you are okay with this, we can apply Terraform apply, you can see there, okay. So this is how it is. Now let us try to execute Terraform. Okay, apply. Before executing that, I just want to refresh the page and show you there is no instance for us right now. I am in the US East one. Okay, Virginia. Okay, perfect. Instances, nothing, right? So let's execute. It will prompt you and it will tell you whether you want to continue or not. We have to say yes if you are okay. Okay, are you okay with this changes? Yes. Enter. So now this Terraform is trying to create a resource in my AWS. This is the complete workflow. Simple workflow what you do. For any resource, any provider, you will follow the same steps. Terraform init, Terraform FMT, Terraform validate, Terraform plan, Terraform apply. It will change whether it is to apply or whether to destroy. Okay. That's the reason I gave you a diagram like this so that everybody can understand. Okay. This is how it is. We can also skip this particular two steps, but it is better to validate this as well. Okay. This is a simple diagram so that everybody can understand. Yeah, it is pushed into GitHub, so you no need to worry too much about this. So yeah, initialization we have done, and we have done this formatting, validation as well, and then we have done this Terraform validate, and then Terraform plan is done, and then Terraform apply is done, and then Terraform destroy or cleanup, it's later thing. Okay. So you can see the resource has been created. It took totally 45 seconds to create it. Okay. So let's go there and refresh and see. You can see there your instance is running now, and this is how it is. Okay. Now, so perfect. So this is how it is used. So now security and all, it will use the default security groups, allow all. Okay. Networking, everything will be taken as a default one. You can see there. Did I specify anything? It created an availability zone called US East 1D. It took automatically. If you want to control that, you can add more options while you are creating the instance. Okay, you can add availability zone like this. Okay, like what we can see here. What arguments you can add in that particular resource, you can see there. Availability zone. Okay, you can add so many parameters. Okay, so in this way we can do a lot of other things, but I want to show with a simple example how you can manage your resource, okay, using this particular Terraform. Okay, now what we need to observe is nothing but, okay, just a second, let me open the terminal. Yeah, now there are other two another file which is created, that is nothing but Terraform tf state. What is this file? Okay, when this got created, when you execute Terraform plan, this particular file has been created, tf state, Terraform state file. This is the file which will store the entire information of your instance which is actually created in your AWS provider. Okay, this is called as current state. What you are expecting is called as desired state. Desired state is written in the Terraform configuration file, which is nothing but what you are expecting. Okay, that is written in the Terraform configuration file. Okay, that is called as desired. What is actually created is stored in the terraform.tf state file. Okay, you can catch this particular file. I will open with this file with terraform.tf state. You can see here. Okay, managed. Okay, AWS instance, name of this particular thing is web. Okay, which we have given the name, right, when we are creating the instance. Okay, and you can see the all the details have been stored here. What is the ARN ID? Okay, if you want, take this. I'll give you this. If you take this, this is nothing but instance ID. Okay, search for that. You can see the instance ID. Okay, everything. Okay, ARN, everything this will come to know after the creation, right? After the creation, you can see everything is stored here. So Terraform will use this particular file as a reference, okay, about what has been created in your provider. Okay, so you can see the private IP, public IP, everything is stored here in a JSON format. Okay, so this is how. So this is called as current state, and this is called as your desired state. What you are expecting is written in the Terraform configuration file. What is created is written in the stored in the Terraform state file. Okay, so you should not manage this manually. It will be automatically maintained by your Terraform when you execute Terraform plan and Terraform apply. Okay, so at this time only this file will get created or updated. Okay, so if you want to destroy this particular resource what you have created, so Terraform, okay, destroy. Okay, if it is asking for confirmation, right? If you want to accept it automatically, you need to give auto approve. So hyphen auto approve, so which is nothing but it will not ask you yes or no, automatically it will continue with yes. Okay, so destroy. I'm trying to destroy the resource what I have created. How it will come to know which resource has been should be destroyed? It will be stored in the Terraform state file, right? It will pick the ID from there. You can see the ID. Okay, automatically it will pick that instance ID and it will destroy. You can see the minus symbol. See, minus is nothing but for destroy. Okay, so now this resource is getting destroyed. That is what it is trying to say. Terraform will perform the following actions. AWS underscore instance dot web will be destroyed. Okay, what comes under this? Everything will be deleted. So this is getting deleted. It will take few seconds to remove that. Imagine if you want to write Ansible playbook, how long it is. Okay, how long it will take to write Ansible playbook, and for destroy also we need to manage it, right?
Sudhir, a question.
Yeah, go ahead, no problem.
Yeah, here when we are destroying it, it will terminate the AWS instance, right?
Yeah, completely. It will terminate. It is not like shutdown. It's not shutdown.
So
Okay.
so what if you want to shut down?
Shutdown in the sense you have to specify it. But here you cannot manage that particular shutdown process. You have to do it explicitly. Okay.
I mean, for that we'll have to get into our AWS
Yeah,
console and
that's you
do
have to do it manually. For example.
So we cannot do it through
No, no,
Terraform.
no. Terraform it doesn't control it. Okay.
But there is something called change, right? Where plus is add, minus is delete, and
That is like
tilde is
change. Let's
right?
say you created one instance already through Terraform. Now I want to add some
Okay.
new tag to it. Or let's say I want to change this instance type from T2 to T2 micro to T3 micro. Now what will happen? Instance is already created, right? Now what it will do, it will remove this instance and then it will create a new instance with the new instance type. That is called as minus and plus symbol. Minus in the sense destroy the existing one and create a new one. That is what the minus slash plus symbol is all about. Okay, let us do that practical thing. Okay, now you asked it, right? So let us do. Let me create the resource once again. I'll use auto approve.
Sudhir,
Yeah,
will the state file become empty once after destroying
yeah.
the resource?
No, this is, I just want to tell that before this is asked. Okay, now what will happen? This state file will become empty and whatever the data is stored earlier which is created, right, that will be stored as a backup. Okay, now if you look at your Terraform state file, it is empty right now. Okay, but if you look at your backup, it is a backup file which it was created earlier. Okay, what is stored in the Terraform state file that has taken as a backup when you are trying to destroy, and your Terraform state file will become empty. Okay, is that answered your question?
Yeah.
Okay, so now the question which was asked by who's that actually? Yeah, so let us see that. Okay, so what he is expecting, what is this minus and plus symbol is all about? Okay, so which means that first of all let me try to create it once again. Auto approve. It will take few seconds to create. Now it's nothing but a new instance once again. Okay, a new instance will get created. You can see the plus symbol over here, right? Plus for create. All these things are getting created. Okay, maximum how much time is allowed for Terraform to wait to that particular resource to create is nothing but, for creation it's maximum of 10 minutes actually. For destroy it is 20 minutes, the timeout value. Okay, default timeout values. Okay, 10 minutes is more than enough for a resource. So let us wait until it's created. I think it's almost created. We have to wait. Yeah, you can see now this got created. I can filter it actually. Instance state. Okay, running. Only instances which are running, I'm just trying to filter it. Okay, you can see here. This is called as filtering. You can see this is the instance which are running right now. Okay, and you can see the public IP address got changed, and this is a new instance which is a new IP address. And this one now it got created in which region actually? Maybe in some other region. Let's see. It was created in 1D again. Okay, that's okay, fine, no problem. Yeah. So now let's say I modified my instance to use t3.micro instead of t3.micro. Okay. Now I will not apply, but I will show you how it looks. Okay. So now if I give Terraform plan, see, it will tell you what it is going to change. What will happen now? Okay, you can see now update in place. Okay, it is just an update. So what it is trying to say, instance will be updated in place. This will not destroy and recreate. Okay, so this will not destroy and recreate. Okay, so this is fine. So let's say I want to change the instance type. What is the instance type I was using earlier? Maybe you will get it from here. Instance type actually somewhere here, somewhere here. Yeah, here it is. So where is it? Where is that? Instance type, we are using number of vCPUs and all. Okay. Oh, we are already using this instance type, right? Instance state. Okay, this is also fine. Yeah. Let me do one thing. So this is what it is trying to say. Now it is tilde symbol in the sense update in place. So what it will do, it will not destroy your instance. It will just update your existing instance to use this particular instance type actually. Now if I use Terraform apply hyphen auto approve, let's see this. Later on what we will do, we will try to change the AMI, and what will happen, let us see. This is update in place. Okay, update in the place, it should not delete your instance, but it has to update your instance. Let's see what will happen. So you can see this instance ID. Okay, is it the same instance ID? We have to see. You can see it's not running right now. It's taking almost a few minutes actually. So it is stopped actually. You can see it is stopped, and after that the changes are done, it will start again. So let me add the filter once again.
Okay, that means we need a downtime, right?
Yeah, downtime, obviously.
Stopping the instance.
Yeah. See, it is simple. Whenever you want to change your CPU, memory and all, you have to make your system shut down, right? Like a physical hardware which you're trying to remove and you're adding it. Okay, so you can see one changed. Nothing to add, nothing to destroy. Only one got changed. Okay, so let me refresh this. Now you can see it's running the same ID. You can see the ID, but here the public IP address will change. That's one point you have to remember, which I've told you earlier as well. Okay, private IP address will not change. only the public IP address got changed actually. Okay, so this is one thing you have to remember. Now let's try to modify the AMI itself. Okay, now what it will try to show, let's see. Earlier what I'm using Ubuntu, right? Now let me modify it to any instance. Let's say what I can do, I can launch instance. I will use this one. Okay, so take this, where it is Virginia, right? Yeah, 087. Okay, now save this file and run now Terraform plan and see what it is trying to do. In Ansible also we have something like check, right, before actually creating it, something like that in Terraform called Terraform plan. You can see here, you can see minus and plus symbol. Why? Because you are completely changing your image itself. It is something like you are trying to reinstall the operating system. Okay, so obviously it has to destroy and recreate it, right? So that's how you can see here force replacement. Okay, force replacement, what it is trying to do, it is trying to destroy your resource and it will create once again. That is called as replacement. Okay, so it will delete and it will create once again. So look at this ID so that you will get some idea on this. Okay, go to EC2 instance. What is ID? Just remember this. Okay, I filtered running one, right? Where is that? Here it is. Look at this ID. Just remember the last numbers 35DAD, BAD, or whatever it is. Okay. Now if you Terraform apply hyphen auto approve, so you can see it is destroying it. You can see there, destroying this instance with this ID, and after that still destroying it. So which means that I should not see here now. You can see it is not available. If I cancel this filter, you can see it is shut down. Okay, let us wait for a few minutes. It is still going on, I guess. Yeah. So let's wait and watch. It took 1 minute 10 seconds to complete that task. Still, yeah, it took 1 minute 20 seconds to destroy that particular thing. And now, if you refresh this, you can see this one got terminated completely. And now you can see this is getting created. It is in pending state now. Okay, so you see the difference. You can see now it's running. Okay, so this is how it is. Now you can see the public IP address got changed. Earlier it is 54 series, now it is 18 series. Okay, so this is how it is. It got completed. It is created in 24 seconds. Okay, so this is how it is. So we have seen all the options, right? Almost everything. Yeah, we have seen everything. Okay, so this is the workflow of your Terraform. So tomorrow we will try to understand what is this Terraform blocks. Till now we have discussed about resource block and Terraform settings block, right? What are the other blocks we have in order to write your Terraform configuration files? Once that is done, then I will be talking about what is this arguments, attributes and meta arguments, which you will see in this particular documentation. You have seen here, right? Arguments, attributes, okay, and then we have meta arguments actually. Okay, so we will talk about that. Okay, So everything is documented here. It is well documented. I've already pushed this particular changes into the GitHub repository. You can use the links and you can open and read it. Okay. Anything if it is missing, please let me know so that I will try to add those. Okay. So this is all about your Terraform workflow. Yeah. Any questions? So try to destroy it. So after a few minutes, I will try to destroy this. Okay. So what are the resource I created
Yeah.
right now? I will try to terminate this. So Terraform destroy hyphen auto upgrade.
Yeah, so I have a question, right?
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, every time we are apply something, I mean, like run the plan.
Yes.
So initially when we run the plan, it created a state file, right?
Yes.
As you said, it's that shows you the current state of your instance,
Yes.
right? And then once we destroyed it, we have the backup. So
Yes.
just want to understand is that obviously there could be some purpose of this files, right? I mean, like
See,
if you
the
want to roll back.
intention. Yeah. See, one more point is rollback. We don't have anything like a rollback. Rollback in the sense you have to modify your file and you have to go back. The backup file which was created only when you apply a destroy. Okay. So you have to understand that the terraform.tf statefile.backup file will be created when you only apply a destroy. Okay. When you do some changes and if you apply, your Terraform state file will get updated according to the new changes what it has created on the destination, right, on the provider. So this Terraform state file will be created initially in the Terraform plan. Few values are will be known as like known after apply. That is also will be updated as it is in the state file. Once you apply Terraform apply, so once you execute Terraform apply command, those values which are known after it is created, that will get updated in the Terraform state file. Okay, so that this state file and what it has created, the variables which are created in the actual destination will be in sync. Okay, so every time Terraform no needs to go to that particular actual run API call against your AWS all the time. Okay, so if it wants to know the resource what it has created, it can directly know in that state file itself. No need to go to the AWS, no need to run any Terraform API call against that particular provider. That will save your time. That is one more intention of creating this particular state file. Okay, both the ways.
So it's so you mean to say it's idempotent in nature.
Yes.
Okay. And another thing is that this state file, does it maintain a revision?
Revision
Like
it
every
doesn't
time you
maintain right
make some
now. For that we have to use a state locking with the backend storage. Okay, right now we are storing it locally. Let's say Sheriff is also working on the same project. He is also trying to create some resource. So when he is applying some Terraform init and apply, he will have its own state file. I will have my own state file, and what is actually created will have a different one. So we are in out of sync, right? So to maintain a constant state file, we will store this particular state file in a shared location that is called as backend storage, backend state file storage. When you learn about that concept, then you will understand about versioning as well. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Right now we don't have any
Got it.
versioning in this early stage. Okay.
Yeah, got it.
Is it for every update do we need a downtime?
Update, yes, few minutes we need it down. It is shut down. It's like it will shut down. For tagging, it is not for all the cases, right? When you add some tagging to your instance, it doesn't need any downtime. Automatically, it can add a tag. It depends upon what type
Okay.
of changes you are trying to do. Okay. Anyway, before applying to the production, we will do it manually on the staging server or in the dev environment, right? You will come to know what will be done and what will not be done. Okay, so there you have to make a note. You have to make a documentation of it, and then you have to apply it to the production, right? With these points, whether the change window is needed or change window is not needed or not, whether it should be done in non-business hours or not. So you have to make a decision based on your practical appliance on your dev environment or staging environment. Okay, not in all the cases it needs a downtime, only in few cases which will affect your instance or affect your resource. Okay, yeah. Any questions please? So now let me try to destroy Terraform destroy auto approve. Yeah, Sharif, you're asking something?
Maybe yes, maybe it's too early to ask Sudhir, but
Yeah,
when
that's
you
okay.
perform this Terraform plan and apply, is there an option to specify, like, okay, just create this specific resource? Right now, we're just creating an instance. Let's say our project also have
Okay, I got it. So let's say you have written so many resources in the Terraform configuration file, but I want to create a
right,
specific resource.
correct.
So that is not possible. No. If you want, you can unmark, or if you want, you can just rename some particular resource, or you can destroy a specific resource, but you cannot create a specific resource from the Terraform file what you have written. Okay, that is not possible. Okay. Then there is no need of writing the Terraform file itself, right? So I got it, the point. What you're saying is like, for reality purpose, I have written so many things that should be created, but right now I want to test only specific resource. Is that possible to create or not? So that is not possible right now. Okay.